was wrong. We're not done. We got to grease all these grease fittings because I pointed that out yesterday. The customer, it looked pretty bone dry. So we got our trusty Milwaukee grease gun. But want to make sure that none of this crap comes off onto anybody. There's not a whole lot of grease fittings. I'm looking at the one up top, and it's got 4 grease fittings on the bottom, 2 on each control arm, and then we have 2 at the upper control arms, 1 on each side. Other than that, I'm not really seeing a whole lot, because it's the solid rear axle that's fixed, but the entire back of the cart moves. But there's no grease fittings on that, so I think we've only got the 6 grease fittings. And then it's time to then it's time to get Grace out here for a test drive. So, as of this day, June 21st, I've got Grace working for me. I've got my sister Logan working for me. I'll be seeing her. I've got Alex and Vicente. Well, doing this on the ground sucks. Not a fan. And then we've got Javier and some other guys. Now this back one, I will definitely say these would be much better if this thing was elevated. I really hate laying on the ground, but duty calls. And this is where having the Milwaukee grease gun definitely comes in handy, because you just squeeze the trigger. All right, other side here. I may be out of grease. And of course I am, but it started coming out, so we're good. And see, it's little stuff. Someone could have easily done this when they put it together, done it right. But as we were talking yesterday with the customer, someone just wanted to get the hell home. I said, who's going to check the grease fittings? Not the homeowner, not the customer. I mean, why would they? Why wouldn't they trust me Mr. Truck Driver from California. I got the Home Depot Husky kneeling pad. It's like $14. Oh, these are whatever you want to call them, foam floor mats from Harbor Freight. They are also fantastic, but not nearly as good as that Husky floor mat, or kneeling mat, pad, whatever. All right. That was a 12. That's an extension. Wrench. This is broken plastic off this. Not going back on. So, now, it's test drive time. All right. We just pulled it out. I've enlisted Grace's assistance in driving. Is that as fast as it goes? I guess then bring it back. Well, we did not have the charger for this, so. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Looks like it's hard to steer still, but everything is clear. Okay, so Grace just test drove it as you saw, and it's still hard to turn. So we're looking at it with the wheels straight. And of course, we're not putting this on an alignment machine or anything, but the to me it looks like the wheels are kicked out. So we're gonna try and adjust them. God, that's super easy to adjust. Wish the cars were like that. As Grace was saying that even when you turned it, the tires were hitting the side of this thing. That just goes to show you that this thing hasn't been right since it's been owned. This one could still use some more. Now it's like, is that why this thing crashed or broke? It's hard to tell, but I think it looks a lot better. I'd say it's still gets to a point right there where it's binding pretty good. And see, you get to there, you're hitting the body. You're hitting the body. Well, we'll have to, there's two more that are functioning back over at that property. We're going to have to go look at those, see if the steering's any different, because maybe something's broken. Or bent that we just don't see, because I don't have a proper working one as a visual piece. Well, the wheels look much better. Okay, well, we'll be back with the blue one once the parts get here.